is going on here. So I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. I'm going to be patient today. I'm not in any rush. I'm not in any rush to get into anything, and I'm not in a rush to get out of anything here either. So we're going to see how this plays out throughout the day. Be careful in gold today. I'm really going to probably be basing a lot of my opportunities in the day trade for gold today, right in this area. This late spike to the downside base, and everything is just sitting right on top of it. All those moving averages and the VWAPs. I don't know. Be patient today in gold. There will be opportunity, maybe based off of initial balance high and low later on today. We'll see how this opening range trade plays out. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Charles Chapman in the chat says it was a liquidity grab. Just kiss it goodbye. Good morning, Charles Chapman. Kiss it goodbye.
Good All right, let's take a look at some news in stock before we get to this S&P chart. I saw some traders also talking about copper. Copper just spiked up. Speaking of the metals, all the metals have been having a some type of a run. We saw platinum yesterday get pretty close to decade highs. Platinum just had a spike up on some news that I guess copper sales have been down 4% in July, giving back that move a little bit here, but pretty nice spike in copper. We saw that crazy day in copper earlier this year. It's like a 25% sell-off after the tariff news, and it really hasn't done much since then. But hearing headlines, Coach Who posted those in the chat from a copper producer saying that sales are down in copper right now. But what do we have on the stocks, JD?
Yes, stocks. Paring back some of the losses made yesterday. We all were here for that intense turnaround Tuesday where the S&P slipped about 6%, 0.6%. NASDAQ was down almost a full 1%, and the Dow fell about 0.2% yesterday too. Up marginally this morning. S&P or the Dow's up about 0.2% this morning. NASDAQ and S&P about 0.1% and 0.3% respectively. A couple of movers overnight. We had NVIDIA paring back, getting back some of the gains that they lost. Shares were up at a peak of about 0.7% in pre-market after that rough day yesterday. Chipmaker on Tuesday fell 2.8%, marking its worst day since August 29th. Another big mover this morning, Alibaba's in the news, up 9% pre-market so far this morning. This information is coming from CNBC. Alibaba plans to increase spending on AI models and infrastructure development on top of the 380 billion yuan, that's about $53 billion over the next 3 years. Announced that in February, but they were also speaking earlier this morning at Alibaba's Cloud Annual Flagship Technology Conference. So some big news and big moves coming from Alibaba. Some other stocks overnight in Asia. Asia stocks closed a little bit higher. Shanghai Composite up 0.83%, the Nikkei up 0.3%, and the Hang Seng Index up 1.37%. Stocks in Europe currently trading a little mixed this morning. We got the FTSE up 0.01%, the DAX up 0.17%, and the CAC down 0.61%. The US dollar index up about a half a point this morning, 0.5%, I should say, 97,769. The VIX down almost 2%, 16.34 last in the VIX, and the yield on the 10-year US Treasury note up just a couple tickies, 4.129% there. No follow through to the downside on this gold trade yet. Real choppy so far, but I'll keep you guys posted.
Thanks, CD. All right.
Thank you.
We ready for some equities charts here.
Let's do it, Hogue.
All right.
Yeah, turnaround Tuesday yesterday. What does that make today?
Well, I mean, it was a heck of a call. I mean, if we're looking at candlestick patterns, we have a bearish piercing pattern on the daily chart. That is a reversal pattern, ladies and gentlemen. Never discount the fact that these equities are extremely resilient, and the move has been to the upside. It still remains to the upside. We are, by all rights, still one time framing higher with higher lows and higher highs for the most part, except for yesterday. missing the higher high by one tick. Volume was pretty good yesterday. It usually does come in on down days, stronger than up days. We added 16,000 in open interest. Is that news selling coming in? Are those news shorts that are just waiting to be squeezed back to the upside? I mean, that tends to be the modus operandi of these equities. But again, the one time framing is intact. This is a reversal pattern, but we could probably go back in the charts and see how many times a reversal pattern like this is ignored in these equities. Although once in a while you do see a decent reversal pattern. You got a bearish engulfing here that did help the market. You get a decent pullback.
Order filled.
You see that those pullbacks are usually bought, of course, but I don't know. What do you think of that today, Jay? You think we're maybe looking for a little bit more of a deeper pullback, or are you looking for range today?
Looking for range, Hogue. There are some levels we'll take a look at on the 30-minute chart when we get there.
No news
Looking
today, so
for
we're
more
good
range.
for
We've
that.
had two
Let's see
outside
what,
range days,
what
or
takes
at
place here.
average range days already to
took
start
a
this
trade
week.
right
We
now.
have
I
some
just
news
took
coming up later in the week, so I wouldn't be surprised at a little bit of a consolidation day
contracts,
after this pullback.
long.
We have 6,700 that's right
Let's
below
see
us,
what we got.
which was pretty close to yesterday's low. That held as a support. We found some buyers down there. There's also a 200 moving average down there on the 30-minute chart. We'll take a look at it. But expecting a little bit of a balance, looking at yesterday's range, 50% of it is so far the high of the session, 67.29 and a quarter, or 67.28 and 3/4. Everything's a zone. But looking at 50% of yesterday's range as high of the range, 6,700s as the low, until something changes, right? Volume is pretty flat in the overnight session. I'm not looking to short it for a long time, Hope. If I get into a short, it's a see profit, take profit trade. Because the excitement that you had about new shorts potentially coming into this market and squeezing us to new all-time highs is sitting in the back of my mind if I take any shorts. Hogue did like the Birdman hand rub, like, oh man, there's a ton of money coming here if everyone keeps shorting this market, and Hogue is buying it. So I am not going to be short for a long time in this market, because if I am, I could just send a Venmo over to Hogue for the losses I'll take.
Well, I mean, nobody knows anything, right? But if you are short, be short for a good time, not for a long time. At least not yet, right? Jay, onto the 30-minute chart now. All right.
Trader.
So there are some, interesting areas, interesting levels, as Jay was kind of talking about. So we just basically undid Monday yesterday. Kind of creating that bearish reversal pattern on the daily chart. There are some nuances on both sides of these ranges. We have a weak high from Monday. We got to that high within a tick of it yesterday. Exactness is typically weakness. I'm not looking for this high to last for a long time, right? It's just a mechanical level that shorter time frame traders will sell against, and yesterday they did get paid by it. We also have a poor low at the low yesterday. All right. That's all fine and dandy. So we have a kind of a poor or weak high over a couple of days at the highs. We've got the poor low yesterday at the low of the regular trading hour session, and that was 67.0175. What are we doing now? What about now?
Let's see what's going on.
Well,
here.
we
Why are you
opened
coming
and
down?
we are trading
Why are you
slightly
coming
higher
down?
than that. I'm not kind of looking at that as
you closed
anything
there.
meaningful
That
or
means
anything to
I'm
take a
safe
trade off
to
of. Maybe
do
there's our shorter time frame
one
traders
more.
are a little bit long. But probably one of the biggest nuances that I'm looking at based on the profile from yesterday is the fact that price is in the single prints and in the low volume node between a higher volume node above and a higher volume
Order filled.
distribution, you could call it, below. All right. We've talked about this quite a bit. It's a high probability of repair today.
see.
Well, for those of you that are kind of hypothesizing possible
This is the
range-bound
new
trade today,
high.
this nuance is
This is
saying
the
you
low
could be
right
right
here.
about
This is
that.
the
So we've got
dealing
the upper
range
distribution with an assumed point
right
of
here.
control. We're going to
So I'm
kind of
gonna
call that the IB
draw
low
a
from
line.
yesterday,
I just draw it from here, and
67.4620,
it's just much
and an
easier.
assumed point of control down below. We're going to look at this volume point of
Right
control down here at
there. I'm gonna
67.10
change the
and a
color.
quarter as that extreme. Of
Let me
course, those
change
are
it
not finite
to
numbers. Everything is a zone. But repair indicates, okay, we didn't have a lot of opportunity to facilitate trade in this area, and we're going to get to where those single prints are in just a second.
That's the dealing
So the
range.
market may come back here and just see if there's any
So
business
there
left to
we
do
go.
between those
I
two
didn't know I
assumed
couldn't
points of
save it.
control. Again,
I'm gonna
the
put
upper one,
DLTR.
67.46 quarter, basically the initial
Temporary
balance low from
DLTR.
yesterday, and this assumed point of control down here, write it down right up here at 67.10 ish. Now, where are the single prints? 67.31 and 67.21. And we are smack dab right in the middle of them. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try and stay patient. I'm going to kind of keep the hypothesis that one or both of these high volume nodes from the distributions on the extremes from yesterday is likely to be targeted. We don't know which one first. We don't know if it's actually going to happen. But just because we are in an area where the market could kind of see if there's any business left to do here, I'm going to be patient and
Do
look
we
for
have
opportunities
any
at those
gaps
extremes
here?
that we
Nothing,
discussed.
nothing,
That you know, kind of
till
low
about
volume node down here,
right
67.10,
here,
and
just
the IB
below it.
low from yesterday,
That's the only
67.46
one. We'll see
ish
how it rolls.
area. Nothing is finite in futures trading. Anything can happen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, ACH, anything can
put a
happen. Jay, what do you
stop
think
just in
about
caca.
equities today?
So looking at the S&P Hogue,
Right
that
there,
6710 area,
06,
you
which
mentioned as the
is
volume point of control is an
already
interesting
at
spot. I'm looking at the
50 bucks.
30-minute chart,
We'll see
and the
how
highest
that
volume
treats
30-minute candle
us.
outside of the open
Alright,
or the close,
let's go back
which tends to be an
to
anomaly. The open and the close are always going to be high
swing
volume,
here.
but that
I
12:30
also want to see if
Central Time candle,
I have the camera in
50%
the
of that
right
is
angle
6711.
or not.
So right in that area.
Okay.
We took a look at it
Right here.
last night, 6712s, but the 200 moving average on the 30-minute got in the way and said, no, we're going to stop here.
Oh, no.
That's holding as a
Different.
support so far. So I'm looking at that as,
This
depending on how this volume comes in for the New York session, did we already get a satisfied pullback to the 200 moving average near that point of control, where we then see, the first move be to the upside? There are some levels. You mentioned 6731 again. We saw 1,000 lot fill there yesterday, and then another 1,000 fill at 6740. As Powell was speaking yesterday, 6740, 1,000 lot on the offer filled, and we pretty much sold off from that point. So those two prices to the upside, I'm looking to see whether or not those sellers are still there when we get there. But yeah, some interesting stuff going on in the S&P here. That 200 moving average, so far volume is staying above it. I have a VWAP at 67.22, and that 200 moving average is at 67.17. If we don't see follow through and continue follow through to the upside, that 200 moving average can quickly become a level where the market fails under. So want to see, if I'm a buyer, I just want to see them continue to hold that. I don't want to see volume trade below that 200 moving average if price does.
Okay.
Gotcha. So yeah, I mean, you could be absolutely right. The repair to the lower distribution may have already been taken care of. Perhaps we'll go and take a look at the upper distribution and the high volume node there. Ashish, a poor low is just down here at the bottom. So you can see on this 30-minute chart,
when you come in the
this
morning,
low
everything is
was
half-assed
6702.
backwards
This low was 6701 and the orders and a
evenings,
quarter. The market looked
doing the
one
overnight, I do
tick
so much,
below a previous low. And so, sellers backed off, buyers came in. It's not a strong low is what it is. It's an
what are we
unfinished
doing here?
downside auction because there's no excess below that low. There's no buying tail there.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we have the same thing
It's my
occurring
89,
in a longer time frame at the
89
highs.
here.
We are within one tick of the all-time high at our session high yesterday. That is also a no excess high, and the indication is that there could be an unfinished upside auction. So now we're in an area where we may just fluff around here, if you'll pardon my French, and be in repair for the day, because we know that we have information coming out on Thursday and particularly on Friday with the PCE numbers. We may just do a whole lot of hedging and positioning for when that comes out. That is the Fed's favorite view of inflation, and it could be a big day on Friday. So we may just kind of see these markets fall into a bit of range then. But hopefully that answers your question, Ashish. Anything else you want to mention about these charts here in the ES, Jay, or should we move on to crude? I know we're getting pretty close to the open.
I think that's it, Hogue. I think we can move on to crude, which JD has some news on. What do we got, JD?
Sure do.
We got the wrong color.
It's Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? It's Wednesday. Let's talk inventories. Inventories. We had the API numbers out yesterday. The American Petroleum Institute reported a draw of 3.8 million barrels in the U.S. So crude stocks down again week over week. That's following a prior draw of $3.42 million. We're going to get the EIA, the Energy Information Administration numbers. That's the EIA, the Petroleum Status Report, later on this morning at 9:30 a.m. Central Time. So we'll see how those two reports stack up against each other. A couple of geopolitical factors affecting crude oil today. We got a stalled pipeline export deal in northern Iraq between Iraq, Turkey, and Kurdistan region. It's facing delays due to disagreements between operating companies. Also, more damage to Russian refineries from Ukrainian drone attacks. It's disrupting processing and putting down pressure on fuel exports right now, especially diesel. And it's tightening up supply a little bit. I got this article from oilprice.com. It's my new favorite resource for energy news. Oilprice.com. They do a pretty decent job. All right. Nice. This gold trade. Looks like we're starting to megaphone a little bit, or we're going to try and start megaphoning a little bit. I'm not a fan of this trade anymore, but we'll let it play out. We're right back to the middle of the opening range again. Again, we only have a 3-lot on, taking about $250 worth of risk, and we're right in the middle of the opening range right now.
Stuff.
Smack dab.
Smack dab. Yeah. Smack dab is a precise location, ladies and gentlemen. Smack dab.
It is an industry term for sure. Smack dab. All right. Ready to start looking at these charts?
Before we get into the charts, we do have that poll up in the chat. Which opening range trade are we taking in crude oil? Crude does open up at 8 a.m. Central Time, so make sure you get your votes in there. 55% going to the 5-minute, 54%, and 46% going to the 1-minute. Right now, crude 50-50 on the tilt. We do have inventories out later today. But what are we seeing in the charts, Hogue?
All right. Well, this potential market state change going on here. Technically, I mean, we've been in a kind of a pennant pattern. We've been in a medium time frame area of balance as part of a longer time frame balance area. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of contact on this trend line, and we're breaking out above it. Weekly kickoff high has been $64 for quite a couple of weeks here now. We did look above it and reject above it last week. We've got last week's high 64.43. What do? We added 3,500 in open interest as the market was kind of continuing to rotate from low to high, high to low, low to high. This is a potential market state change in the medium time frame to short time frame balance realm, if you will. So we're above weekly kickoff high. We've got a little bit of a breakout above this trend line, and this is a pretty solid trend line. There's a lot of points of contact on this. I think the next barrier is, of course, going to be 64.43, which is last week's high. We have 64.50, which is Jay's number that I left on the 30-minute chart from last week. We'll see if we get anything there. But I think we could probably, see close to $66 if we do see buyers continuing to come into this on this technical breakout. There can always be something fundamentally. It is EIA Petroleum Status Report days. Something could certainly change all of this. But I'm looking at $64 that weekly kickoff high is somewhat pivotal which kind of
and
puts
it
me in a
came down
situation where
all the
I'm
way
long
down
above, short
here,
below. Again, this is
and
not
I
financial
continue to
advice,
add.
because if
Why
we
did
don't
I
see
add?
directional activity
Because
away
I
from
looked left,
$64
and if you
weekly
look
kickoff
left,
high,
you see the
that's when you can get
shadow
chopped
on
up
this
by
one
looking at it
and the
like that.
shadow on this
Long
one.
above, short below,
They
long above,
just
short below. If it
closed
becomes
that
magnetic,
gap.
then
That
you're screwed. You
gave
just
me
can't
assurance
use it
to go
until
forward,
there's some sort of
to
decision
go
away from it.
high,
We're looking for longer
to
time frame
put
traders
my
to adjust
stop down
inventory
here.
based off of
I wasn't
information,
sure
technical
if it was going
information,
to
and some math and
respect
some other things.
this.
It's how these weekly
However,
kickoff levels are
9
created. So,
out of 10, it does respect it.
potential
So
market state change in
there
the
you go.
medium and short time frame,
That's something that you can learn
possible
from
new
ICT.
move to the upside.
All
We've
right.
got to
So
hold
let's
this
get
this
back to
64.
Thinkorswim.
We just opened up. Jay, what do you think about the daily?
The linear regression channel, if you don't know
I
what that
would love
is,
to say that I could trust the
you
buyers
need to
in
look
crude
it up
Hogue,
and
but
work with
they
that.
make it real
That
hard to
came
do
from
sometimes.
Irish Joe
Yes.
I
Trader.
do like the break of
He
that trend
has
line,
all
and we were saying this earlier in the
insights
week, right?
about
We get
that.
3 down days, 3 up days. That's kind of been the
So
pattern.
if you
This would be the
like
third
to
up day,
learn how
but
to
we are
trade,
getting near the upper extreme of that range
please
here,
give
64
Irish Joe Trader
50s. We did take a look a couple of weeks ago above
private
65,
email.
so it could potentially happen here, but
He's
it makes it
on
really
the
hard to trust
internet,
buyers when you look at a
and
higher
you
time
learn,
frame chart and you kind of
because
zoom out
he
and see
doesn't
how
beat
crude
around the
ranges.
bush.
So
It's straightforward. Either you
if
do
the
the
pattern is the
work
pattern, maybe not today, but I'm looking for a potential opportunity to short
and you
crude
learn,
just to come back
you
into this range.
become
But if
self-sufficient,
we
you know
look
how
at
to
how
fish.
the
In
market
other
has been
words, you
trading,
know how to trade
this looks like
and
a higher potential day to end
be
in the green,
independent,
right? Where we may not get that pullback
which
today.
is, it
Of
should
course,
be
anything can happen,
everyone's
but just the
goal
way I'm
once
looking at this
ACH.
chart,
you
the way I'm looking
to
at this
make the
chart, it's
plan
hard to
to
trust
become a trader.
the
And
buyers, and it's
part of the
maybe a little bit
plan
early to
is
look for
it's going to take
shorts.
time.
So
Lots
today
of
for
time.
me may be a hands-off
And
day in
the
crude oil. I know
the
it's been
best thing
presenting
you
some
could,
great trade
that I can
opportunities.
tell you,
On the daily, the low of the
best thing
day,
you can do
you
is
can pick out any
learn
moving average
a
that you want,
language.
whether it's the 20 to 200, but that middle of that range
Whether you're
is the low
Hispanic, English,
of the range so far.
French,
I think
Italian,
really you got to be awake during
from the
the
Middle
London
East,
session. We keep saying this, but you got to be awake
Chinese,
during the London
whatever
session
you
to
are,
catch great prices in
you learn
crude.
the language.
Today is no
What
different.
is the language?
But at this upper
Is the
extreme,
language
I'd be
of
leaning more to the short
market.
side just because of what it's saying. I just don't know if
What's
today's the time.
here?
Inventories
Right.
could change that.
The language of
Yes, of course. Jay, you were mentioning yesterday the ATR, the average true range in the crude oil.
Yep.
It was right around 147, 148. That's what it is today. Yesterday we surpassed that by a little over 50 ticks. We're at 120 ticks in the extended trading hour session now, indicating possible more range widening is possible, and that that addition of 3,500 in open interest yesterday. As the market continued to try and push higher. It wasn't very aggressive, but still a pretty decent range yesterday and an increase in open interest.
This one.
I think that these buyers, if they remain aggressive, we could see another $2 range today, another expansion above the ATR today. But we've got to be able to see, we got to see new buying coming into this thing for this thing to continue. If we're going to remain in short time frame control here, the short time frame traders are the ones buying this. They're always the laggards. They're the last ones in, and that is what could be the kill shot for any continuation of this. Is if this is short time frame traders, momentum traders trying to keep this thing moving to the upside. When they run out of bullets, it could be all over for price action. Here it is. So we've got overnight inventory, maybe a little bit to the long side. Maybe.
And crude is open, Hogue. 1 minute, 1 minute looks like it did trigger a short. I know we are taking the 5 minute with 55% of the vote. So we got about a minute and a half here before that 5 minute closes. But what are you seeing on the 30?
Okay, so yeah, again, no real overnight inventory. We're going to be opening with a session gap. And if we can't close the gap, that kind of also tells me that little nuance that we're unable to close the gap is friendly towards continuation to the upside. So again, opening with the gap, can't close the gap. We should be looking for longs. We are above an important inflection level of $64. Jay, we've got your number 64.50 up here. We got last week's high 64.43, which just really put in the overnight high there. This is probably a shorter time frame level for traders to look for shorts, actually. But if there's overnight inventory, is a weaker hands buyers. looking for a continuation breakout above anything that's going on here. If we don't see real buying coming in, then this potential continuation move to the upside could be
If you
very
look at my
short-lived. Jay,
YouTube
what do you
channel,
think?
have
I
blown
agree with you there, Hug.
accounts
I'm
left and
looking
right.
at this last 30-minute candle that made that high there, up near the
Yeah.
high. I wonder if you see this little bit of a absorption of buyers up there. I see 250 contracts traded in a second in crude oil. 80% of that was positive delta, and the range of that was 64.37 up to 64.41. So if we don't see any follow through that zone, I kind of like just taking the short there with minimal risk, right? We don't have to risk a whole lot. There's 150
Right.
offered at 64.50s. Kind of going back to where we were earlier this week, where we saw them at 61.50s, right? We saw 61.50 on the bid. Crude didn't trade those. It kind of just ran away from it. So I'm kind of thinking the same thing here. If buyers keep getting absorbed in this upper extreme of this range, and they're not convinced enough to take out some of these bigger orders, this may be the high of that range. So curious to see what happens here. I may actually keep an eye on crude after inventories because it could present a decent trade.
Awesome. Yeah, you kind of looking at this 30-minute bar up there towards last week's high as a potential blow off there, huh?
It could be, yeah, it could be. If buyers aren't able to get follow through, like you were saying, we need to convince some more buyers here.
Yeah.
They kind of just showed in that range there that there was a buyer that pushed, again, almost 90% of a spike in volume was positive delta, which means those are market order buys, whether those are stops going off or someone trying to continue to push this market higher. And they stopped right before a major level 64.50. So curious to see how they're able to kind of trade through this range here.
The plot thickens.
Hey guys, we just got tagged into a trade in crude oil. House account is long 5 micro crude at 64.31. 64.31.
Right.
Let's see if we convince those buyers. We're one of them. Above those 40s, though, I think we do get that push, but we'll see. 64.31, JD.
That is correct. 64.31.
We need new business buyers coming in. That's going to be longer time frame. If the longer time frame is paying attention to this and they are adjusting inventory above weekly kickoff high, this could go. We've been seeing the majority of the activity showing the shorter time frame traders have been in control because shorter time frame levels and targets have been hit and respected. We were showing last 3 weeks ago where we unchecked points of control were targeted and really wonderful opportunities for exits and entries. That's one of the things that I look at is the market respecting points of control, and for a couple of weeks there it really was. Now we're looking at a potential market state change. If we do see buyers coming in and we start taking out this 64.43, 64.50 level, 65.24 is a long ago naked point of control that we could easily target to the upside if we do see new business coming in. Again, we need new business coming in. We need buyers bringing in more buyers. Sometimes that's the way it is. We're going to have to see. This is all initiative buying, and that's what we need to see this market continue to the upside. Did we see an increase in open interest on the upside yesterday? Yes, we did. Were these convicted buyers? These were initiative buyers. We're still seeing initiative buyers, and we need more initiative buyers. Sometimes buying presents more buying.
We're trying it, Hogue. 64.38 last trade here in crude. Got some offers to get through here. 62 offered at 64.39 and another 50 at 40s. See if they can get through here. That order at 64.50 is closer to 200 now. 181 offered there.
Let me
Something's
see
going on up here.
what we
Buying,
got here.
buying begets more buying. That's what we need
We
here.
got here. We got 5 minutes.
Interesting.
Come
For a
on.
market that is extremely range bound on a higher time frame, crude has been an interesting market to trade, and we're seeing it again here. House count again long from 64.31 last trade in crude, 64.40s.
We're bringing in buyers here. We got negative
Yeah, we
delta
are.
right at the high, negative 300 in delta. Come on,
Interesting
squeeze,
stuff here.
squeeze,
Squeeze them.
Damn, dude, where you going?
All
squeeze,
right.
squeeze.
While we watch this trade work out and invite some new buyers to the crude oil party, JD, before we get
I
into
like this
the
one.
NASDAQ chart,
Yeah.
got some news on the
One
Fed.
right here
We sure do.
oh,
Here's a good one from Yahoo Finance about unity at the Fed. The Fed's unity is starting to fray. Here are a couple of key bullet points. So, visible cracks in consensus right after a united rate cut. So, even though the Fed recently passed a 25 basis point rate cut with a strong show of unity, only one dissenter in that rate cut, subsequent public remarks from various Fed officials suggest diverging views on the path moving forward. Conflicting signals are starting to come out. Some Fed voices emphasize additional cuts ahead, while others are urging caution because inflation remains above target. This mixed messaging makes it harder for markets to interpret the Fed's next steps. So that market uncertainty, this article suggests that as Fed officials publicly debate, markets may become more volatile. Investors dislike ambiguity and visible disagreement within the central bank, which undermines clarity. So a little dissension among the ranks right now at the Fed. So it's making the outlook of the future a little bit more cloudy right now.
Trigger there.
Maybe we'll hear more about it today. I got a feeling we will.
Makes everybody nervous.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay, so
Jittery. Yeah. Itchy trigger fingers all over. Still taking heat on this gold trade. Towards the upper end of the opening range in gold right now. Thanks to you
Kind of
guys.
just back and forth, stuck here, really not going anywhere in gold for now. Kind of what we expected, but let's see what that volume brings in when the New York session opens. But Hogue, let's take a look at the NASDAQ charts. What are we seeing in the NASDAQ? Anything different than the S&P?
Maybe a little bit. Actually, more of a solid reversal pattern. Lots of wicks on these, but
okay, so we holding
there are those that might say that this is a
that's
bearish
something I
engulfing
should had,
pattern.
anticipated.
However, we're
Check
still
out with
one-time
big
framing
bubbles
higher.
at, and
We
then
have
we'll-
higher lows,
I could have
even
done two
highs
things.
yesterday for the most
Since I
part.
went long,
For close enough in like
where are you?
horseshoes.
Come on.
So
Oh, what is
we lost 2,400 in open interest yesterday. So yesterday was more looking like a long liquidation more than new shorts coming into the market as it looked in the S&Ps. So a little bit of a difference there. Volume was okay. It wasn't tremendous. It wasn't like when the market really starts to tank, you see all this volume coming in because everybody's trying to jump in on it. It didn't happen necessarily yesterday. But again, we're still in an uptrend here, and that uptrend is intact. We were looking at, I think, B minuses yesterday for the S&Ps and the NASDAQ. I might actually keep it there for now.
Oh, so that's why you
Yeah, I'm
came
going to
back.
keep those at B minuses for the upside auction.
you
Upside auctions need
rejected.
pullbacks. Is this going to be one of them? Jay, what do you think?
Let's see.
This was a healthy pullback, Hogue, at a super psych level 25,000. We talked about this yesterday during the opening call. If we
fixing
didn't see any
my,
volume trade above 25,000 when it came in for the New York session, there's a high likelihood of a pullback. It got pretty close to that daily ATR move, 245 point move to the downside yesterday. And then we bounced, and we'll see where we bounced when we get to the 30-minute chart. But a healthy pullback here for sure, Hogue. Right now, the high of the session today is 50% of yesterday's range. So, do we see a consolidation day waiting for some of the news that we have later in the week? I would not be surprised to see a little bit of a range day today in the NASDAQ as well. Decent enough range to trade. I'm looking at about 120-ish point range. So there's opportunity in it, but I'm not sure how directional we continue to get with some of the news coming out later in the week.
Okay. Hey, look at the 30 then. So this is going to be a lot more familiar and much more like the S&Ps, right? All-time high was in the regular trading hours in the NASDAQ. We've got kind of a weak high here, an even high, and some people would call this a double top, which was good enough to create this push to the downside. Jay, I see where you were taking the lows here, the 200 session moving average.
Yeah, 200 session moving average, and shout out to the other JD in the chat. That's also anchored VWAP from the Fed rate cut. Right there.
Okay.
Order filled.
So that is the line in the sand right now.
So we got
24,788 is the VWAP, and that 200 moving average up at 24,837. But yeah, that moving average hold, I don't know. There's some magic in it.
35.
Yes, there is. So just undid the day before, pretty much. Right.
Yep.
We had settlement error. Somehow I missed this. 24,827 quarter. 827 quarter. This is going to be close enough for rock and roll.
Order filled.
And overnight inventory is a little bit long. There's where we opened. And are we long at all? Not really. I'm not going to be looking for any basing, any trades off of overnight inventory. It's not deep enough. Even if it were, we are kind of holding the overnight VWAP as potential support. But where are we? Based off of the profile from yesterday, we are in a potential repair area. And we see the upper distribution of time and volume. We have the low volume node in the single prints, and then we've got another area of volume and time on the lows. We are inside of the single prints, again, indicating possible, opportunities for repair. If we were going to be kind of looking at the assumed points of control for the upper distribution, let's go with this one that's already on the chart here. So that's going to be one of our kind of upper target areas if we're going to go into repair. I'm going to make this a little bit green here. And then what about the lower distribution? We're going to just eyeball probably right around the low of the overnight session, right there. And we're going to put that one right in there. So if we're going to fall into repair, I would probably be looking at these levels of potential targets as well as opportunities for execution where I can limit risk. And we're right in the middle of them. We're in the middle of value. We're in the middle of the range. We're in between two distributions of time and volume. In a repair type of situation, I really want to try and stay patient today. We try and stay patient every day, and sometimes staying patient is the right thing to do. Sometimes not so much. But just in the current situation, we do have a low excess low from yesterday. We have a weak all-time high. It's been visited 3 times already. Kind of like the ghost of Christmas past. It would be visited by 3 ghosts, and that's one of them. But again, where we are right now, just try and stay patient. We know we've got important data coming out the rest of the week. PCE on Friday should be a big one. Look for the right opportunities. Trade what you see, of course. But again, try and stay patient today. That's just my only thought, really, for the repair type of day is look for the extremes of the potential for repair. And again, this is let's just call it 24,810 and the downside, 24,938 on the upside, and where we have our single prints, we're looking at 24,914. Pretty much our overnight high, and the low end of the single prints.
Order filled.
24,847 right here, where these found buyers here up against the VWAP. Try and stay patient today. Jay, what are you thinking about this?
think I want to
I
be
agree with saying patient Hogue.
oh
I'm
my God,
looking at
9. Oh my
specifically
God.
what kind of sticks out to me is that high volume 30-minute candle from yesterday. In the S&P, it wasn't the highest volume of the day. The closing volume was, but in the Nasdaq, that 12:30 Central Time candle that tested that 200 moving average was the highest volume of the day. About almost 70,000 contracts traded in that half hour. The high of that 24,880 and the low 24,780. So that could be our balance range if we don't see volume trade outside of it. VWAP attached to that candle is pretty much right at 50% of it, 24,835, which is where that 200 moving average is. But I'm agreeing with you, Hogue. Today feels like a patient day. Wait for the extremes of the range for opportunity. And that's what it seems like right now. I know we have fast markets opening up in about 10 minutes. So everything could change depending on how that volume comes in for the New York session. But I think patience is the key today for sure. Speaking of fast markets,
we got a little long-winded today, apparently.
Yeah, we did. JD, who's on our schedule? It was crude oil. Crude oil took so much time. We normally just breeze by crude. Yeah, it's range bound, whatever. But interesting stuff going on in crude. JD, who's on the schedule today?
Yeah, I don't want to say anything, but I was about to cut all your mics in a minute. I'm just joking. Anyway, take a look at the schedule for today. We got a good one coming up. Fast markets. Andre, Jack, and Hogue will be there, of course. Then we've got Jaron and Dakota. Then Barron's coming on at 10:30. We're gonna have Jaron and Barron, a couple of roommates, trading side by side right here on Top Step TV. Looking forward to that. Morning recap, 11 o'clock with Hogue. Trade with Top Step, 11:15. Andre, VWAP, George, and me. Get ready for that one.
Order
group coaching,
filled.
12 o'clock Central Time. Me, Hoop, and Hogue. We're going to put a form up in the chat. Make
Order
sure you get some
filled.
questions in for one of the three of us, or for all three of us, or just tell us how much you love us. Tell us swell guys, because that's what we are. Also, speaking of swell guys, we're going to put a survey in the chat. Tell us how we're doing. We want your feedback. Hoop, whenever you're ready, throw that link in the chat for that survey. Also, 1 o'clock p.m. Central Time, Rising Star, Coach J, OFEC, and Dolby time. That'll be intense. Power hour to close out the day with Andre, Mandy, and Dolby time. Plenty of trader taming coming your way on this Wednesday. Top Step TV. Let's do it.
So thank you
Order
for that,
filled.
JD. Also pinned to the top of the chat. See, top of the chat, Top Step daily levels up there. So make sure you bookmark that as well. House count going into fast markets is long crude oil from 64.31. We are still short gold as well, JD.
So
yes, we are. Oh no, we just got tagged out on our gold trade. So realized profit down 265, and we're still long in crude oil. Gold is megaphoning right now.
Yes, it is.
We called it. We called it when we put the trade on. We didn't like it to start. We should have listened to ourselves. Like we did on Monday when we cut that trade. I'm going to start trust on my gut a little more on these opening range breakouts.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I liked any trade in gold, even if it broke to the upside. Well, you lean a little bit more to the long in gold here just because of the higher time frame trend. But I'm expecting a lot of range today. So we'll see what happens. But managed risk on that trade. I got to give a shout out to Kelvin Jones in the chat every morning, reminding everyone that likes are still free for now. That might change in 2026. We might start charging for them. But shout out to Kelvin, reminding everyone that likes are still free on the stream. So go ahead, get yours before you sit down at your trading desk. Hit that like button. Tell your friends and family to subscribe as well. We got a great show lined up ahead for you. I see Jaron and Dakota, Jack, Andre in the green room, getting ready to go. So Hogue, do the thing. Send us into fast markets and into the rest of the show.
You got it, Jay. Always a pleasure hanging out with you guys. Jay and JD, always a pleasure hanging out with all of you. I got the top of the chat one time. Shubham, Tom, Bashir, Anastasios, Bruno. That was a kind of a new one. Ali, we got Alex L from Pennsylvania. Omni, Billy Joe, that's kind of a new one. Rich Quas, Nick Nichols, congratulations on being the early birds here. You win absolutely nothing as always. But we just appreciate all of you being here. We can't do this without all of you, and we love you very much. As always, don't forget, folks, stay humble, grateful, creative, and centered in your trading. Trading is as much art as it is a science. And to make sure you pray for peace every day. Folks, we are coming into fast markets. It's going to be an exciting one today in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Turn the machine back on. Turn the machine back on. Turn the machine back on. Turn the machine back on.
Wakey, wakey, traders.
Oh, yeah.
Horn helps.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Andre, Sam Altman's looking for $1 trillion AI build out. What the hell are we doing here?
Not doing the AI build, I'll tell you that, Jack. Thank you for that. Welcome, everybody, to Top Step TV. This is Fast Marcus. There he is, lower left-hand corner.
Order filled.
Jared in the house, lower right-hand corner. Mr. Dakota. See Jack in front of that beautiful mountain still. Let's get right into it on this Wednesday. Man, Monday and Tuesday have been absolutely bonkers. Mr. Dakota, what does this Wednesday have in store? Thoughts, my friend?
I don't know yet. We're gonna find out. Maybe a little bit of a pullback after that sell-off yesterday. So buyers stepping in throughout this market.
Yeah,
We'll see. We'll
yes,
see.
Well,
I know. Jared over there had one heck of a night last night.
Oh.
Yeah, during slow markets, we tore it up in gold. Me and Baron joined me, and then Jared was in the background trading his live account and did pretty well.
Yes, yes. Wow, Jaron, do tell. Tell us about this trade yesterday. Tell us about slow markets yesterday. What went down in gold, Jaron?
Yeah, I got to give my thanks to Dakota and Baron. I was kind of watching the charts a little bit, taking some notes, reviewing, and I tuned into slow markets. Dakota and Baron were looking at gold, and a pretty good short setup presented itself. It aligned with my plan, and so I was able to capitalize on it. So if you guys aren't tuning into slow markets, you are really missing out on that.
Oh, how about that plug?
Jackson
Dakota
Mill.
got to like
Jackson
sound of that. We got about 4 minutes till the open. Let's take a look at some of these prices. ES 67.26 got an overnight high of 67.28, about 30 points off all-time highs there. NASDAQ, like Dakota mentioned, we did see a sell-off in NASDAQ yesterday. Still trading 24,878. Gold, that Jared and Dakota were talking about last trade in gold, 38.03. Got crude trading $64.38. House account is long 5 micro crude. Take a look at the Dow. Dow did make new all-time highs yesterday. Not quite there yet right now. Trading 46,693. Jack, talk to me about the ES 67.26. What was that level yesterday you're looking at? 30s, I do believe. Was 30s your level?
30s, but then what ended up playing out is the 6650 SPX. I'd say that's still in play if we get a little sell-off. That's down a little lower than settlement. Let's call it ended up being sort of the low of the day. Around 57.06, we just barely went through it, bounced there. Market went down yesterday. I think in response to Powell saying that equity markets were, quote, fairly highly valued.
Yes.
I think today the traders are going to take that as fairly, highly valued. So,
Yes.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we retrace. That's what's been happening all year after a down day.
Okay. Well, we'll see what today has in store. Let's take a look at the schedule really quick before the bell. We get the bell in about 2.5 minutes. Anything on tap, of course, everyone's favorite EIA crude oil inventories number. That's in about an hour. We'll get see what that one looks like. Top of the hour, we do have new home sales month over month and total units. We'll see what that does. Remember when that number used to be a big one back in the financial crisis, the housing crisis, but not so much these days. Noon Central, we got a 5-year auction, and then 2:10, we have daily speaking. So pretty light right now. We will keep an eye out for those headlines here on Top Step TV. You know what we're going to bring. Jared, I'm throw it to you. Any prices of interest, any levels you're looking at in NQ before this bell rings? What is that? CLC, correct? CLC?
That's correct. Yes, I'm looking at the overnight inventory. Obviously, we're kind of sitting in the middle of the sell-off that we had yesterday, and then I've drawn a volume profile from the FOMC lows. I think that was a significant event. Cutting interest rates, and I think that was a significant time of volume. So we're sitting in between a low volume node there and kind of consolidating around the point of control. I think what happens at market open is going to be pretty significant. Either we hold this VWAP and we continue to retrace up, fill some of the low volume that we may have made yesterday. And I think if we can break through VWAP, that we could definitely see lower prices down to the point of control of the higher. So could see 740s if sellers step in, but I'm not going to guess that happens. I'm going to wait, first 15, 20 minutes already being up. I'm not going to force any setups and just wait to see who's in control, see which side, takes control and follow in their footsteps.
Excellent. CLC stands for context, location, confirmation. Those are the three all the check boxes. Before we go for takeoff on those trades. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. We got 30 seconds till this open. House accounts long 5 micro crude from $64.31 last trade. $64.35. Nothing on the tilt just yet. Remember, we did see those 1,000 lots coming in on the ask in the ES yesterday a few times. Let's see if they do come in again. A little pullback here in gold. We're about to ring this bell in about 10 seconds. Dakota, you have your eye on any prices in the NQ? We're trading 24,883. Jared's looking for
prices. It's hard for me to say. It's kind of here we go. I'm looking for these 930s to 920s. That was the level of support that we had yesterday. So I want to see if this support will become resistance. It is Wednesday. There's not a lot of news today. Maybe some Fed speakers, but kind of agree with you, Jared. Just wait. Let's see what happens with this market.
Going up. Go pull back a little bit here on the bell. We did see a pop.
Order filled.
NASDAQ got
order filled.
Call it 24,900. A couple ticks beneath. Right back to 24,880. Dow seeing some buying right now. Gold pulled back. ES seeing some tight ranges on the open in the ES. Jack, you take a look at the 10-year. 10-year saw some. The prices were going up. I'm sorry, prices were going up. Yields going down.
Yeah, look
what do we see?
Order filled.
Yeah, we can do some
selling coming in. Makes sense. 10 years higher. I got that blue line and the white line from where we cut the rates. We jumped up back into the higher part of the range. Here trading 4.13 right now. Hasn't been a lot of movement since the initial Powell announcement, but we shall see.
Okay.
I do notice in the ES the resistance last night seemed to be around that 67.30 level that you mentioned.
Yes.
There was some interest both during that big run up the other day.
I usually don't do that.
Seems to be the resistance right now if you're playing a breakout.
If you look down on the ladder using your level 2 data on Top Step X on the ES ladder, starting at 67.15 all the way down to 67.10. Every 2 ticks, every half point, you are seeing about 200 lots on the bid. Every other price from 15 down to 10. Interesting how they stagger that. We'll see what the market wants to make of that. Gold dipping beneath 3,800s right now, 37.97 last trade. Dow, the first one to move higher. Saw a little rejection on that push higher in the NASDAQ, pulling back 35-point pullback. Called 40 now, trading 24,860. 860 last trade there.
I mean, market's holding up okay. Wow. I mean, even though we had that sell-off here in the NASDAQ, the rest of the market's holding up okay. Tesla's up 1.25. AMD's up 2. Meta's up 0.5. Amazon's up 0.8. So nothing too crazy yet.
There is some pretty significant selling coming in on the CVD. So as that continues to grow, I'm going to watch and see, if there's some follow through, definitely could see a little pullback. So I'm going to be patient, but I am liking that we are, there's a lot of effort of selling and it is starting to move down as well. That is peeking out to me.
Continuing to sell off here. Dow. Big time buying going on the Dow. Big time selling coming in on the NASDAQ ES.
Yeah, there goes Google selling off.
We're down to 24,850 in the NASDAQ. Off that opening bell, we did get all the way up almost to 24,900. We are down about 40, 50, call it 60 points lower in the NASDAQ. More selling coming in. Man, you're really selling this thing down the first 3 minutes of this New York session. Now seeing some serious buying coming in here.
67.20 I have as the HVL in the SPX. So if we don't bounce there, we could see some continuation with some momentum to the downside.
Yeah, right back to settlement here in the NASDAQ.
34,830. 830. We bottomed out there. Dow on that opening, since the opening bell, Dow was up about 100 points. 100 points higher. NASDAQ's down about 60 points, 70 points, call it. ES down about 8 points or so. Gold continues to see some selling here, 36.97 last trade there. Is there more selling coming in here in the NASDAQ? Where do they want to take this thing, fellas? 4,828.
I think they want to take it to 67.05 or thereabouts if they're going to sell it.
All right, 67.05 in the ES. About 15 points to go to get there. We did get close to 6,700s yesterday. We got very close to 6,700s yesterday, probably within a point and a half or so. Obviously, buyers did step back in.
Yeah.
But right off
touch settlement and we're bouncing. But
yeah. If we can't get through 67.20 and we stay here for a bit, I kind of want to go long.
I'm with it.
Yeah, I'm still cautious. I'm seeing Google and Apple start to hit lows. Might even break yesterday's low.
Dow, very, very strong. Dow continue to push high here. 46,788. Dow up about 100, 110 points since that New York bell rang about 5 minutes ago. New 5-minute candle opening right now. And see what they want to do with the NASDAQ. A little buying stepping in here, about 20 points off those lows they just printed. Trading 24,844 as we bottomed out at 828. NASDAQ. I'm sorry, ES. Stuck. We did get to those 67.20, about a tick beneath there. Trading 67.22 right now. 50-50 on the tilt across the board. NASDAQ did see some serious selling coming in here on that open. What was the Dakota Mag 7? How are we looking at the Mag 7? Everything's pretty much...
It's actually pretty bullish. It's not extreme, but leaning green. And you're seeing NASDAQ bounce off the settlement. But yeah, Tesla's up 2%. Amazon's up 1%. Intel's up 1.25%. AMD's up 1%. The only thing that I'm seeing that's red, really, Apple's down 0.15 and Google's down 0.5. So nothing's signaling a big
Broadcom
sell.
down 0.7. We're including Broadcom in the Mag 7 from now on.
Okay.
Yeah, I noticed that. Broadcom
Fair
got
enough.
in
Fair enough.
the
Ever
invite.
since that 30% bounce.
The hateful eight. I don't know. We'll come up with a name with it. Let us know in chat what we should call the eight.
Yeah, what should we call it?
Order filled.
That used to be Fang. It's no longer Fang. That's Mag 7, and we're creating the new one. It's some with the eights.
Quad commas.
Quad commas is exactly what it is. NASDAQ. Buyers are trying to take this a little higher. Sellers do continue to step in. They took it all the way up to 24,855, 856. Sellers smushed it back down into the fours.
Elite 8, good.
Elite 8.
Yeah, there goes Microsoft down into the red now.
We're looking on the ladder here in the NASDAQ. Still pretty thin on the ladder.
Order filled. Order filled.
Orders. We're looking at that level 2 data in on top. Step X. Ooh, more selling coming in the ES. ES just saw some selling there. And we started at 67.15 down to 67.10. We do have 200 lots on the bid, staggered every other price. I'm about 6 points away from that right now.
Order
Seeing
filled.
some more selling coming in here down to the 67.20s, down to the 19s, Jack.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. We could accelerate.
What are we doing here?
There's a tug of war going on here.
What are we looking for?
Jaron, you were liking this. You're liking this pullback in the NASDAQ. You're gonna be patient, right? About 10, 15, 20 minutes. See how this plays out, because we continue to see some more selling here in the NASDAQ. New lows on the session. 24,825, Jaron.
Right here. Where are you?
I liked that pullback on the second 5-minute candle. It came right back to a low volume node from about the 50s to 55s. I may have wanted to see a little bit more, but that was a nice pullback, and it makes sense that there was some buying going on. Sellers completely absorbed it, and now we've taken out that first 5-minute low. So definitely right now seeing that sellers are maintaining the control. But like we said, it's a long game. It's a long day. You don't have to get too much going in the first 10 minutes. Let the setup. You don't have to force anything, and that's usually when the best trades happen. So.
That's right. You also have $500 coming into the live fund trader. Jaron in the house. Yeah, absolutely. Stay patient. Look for those setups. Context, location, confirmation. Jaron, talk to me about the context of where the NASDAQ is. Obviously lower on the session lows. Is that location as well? Location around the lows. Context is how do we get here?
Yeah, I mean, locations definitely. The lower we move, we are coming. And Dakota highlighted this last night as well. If we come down a little bit more, we some kind of internal. I don't want to really call it demand, but some support where we've seen a consolidation move up and got pretty close to it yesterday. So if buyers are going to step in, this is going to be a key area that they could. and it's against my plan to short in demand. That's you don't want to ever be caught being the one to sell to all the buyers. So I want to see how it reacts here, because this definitely could be an area where we see the buyers step in, and maybe we see that. So that's the location right now.
Absolutely. I like that. Oh, nice catch there, Jay. We got what, 900 offered in the NASDAQ. Where's it at, Jay? 900 offered, 846. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Not seeing it. Must have got filled because we're trading 845s. Did it get filled there? We're trading 24,846. Hold. Wow. The game's pretty close to the market. 24,844. A bit of a rock fight going on between sellers and buyers. ES, you see some selling here.
Sellers keep selling these little bounces here in the NASDAQ so far.
1,000 offers. 1,000 in the NASDAQ offered 859. Yep.
There's
1,000 offered. 24,859. 1,000 on the ask.
Just 1,000.
20 points higher.
See if we can
Someone
get
mentioned
that.
this, like if we can sweep the Asia lows. And yes, that would be my like A setup, is if we can sweep the lows, come back in. That's right around the level I was talking about, like 67.05 or there around there. That'd be pretty sweet.
What do we have?
Not guaranteed
we
to work,
went up
but
about $100.
What is Asia low prices again, Jack? One more time.
Asia low is 67.11.
I don't know.
11
change.
Let me see where we were. No, we went up $50.
One more area I would be looking
went
for a
down
bounce
50
and for
bucks, we
buyers to
went up
step
50
in
bucks.
is about the 24,800s. I drew VWAP from the FOMC lows as well. And for the last week, every time that we've come down and bounced off that VWAP from FOMC, but we've seen buyers step in. So could look continue.
What is it? Anchor value price, something like that.
As I close in on that 1,000 lot, 10 points to go.
I like it because
Straight
it's
24,844. We got 1,000. So we got 1,000 on the ES as well.
Candle.
Yeah, like
yes.
730 lot. Yeah,
I do.
721 and a half.
You keep an eye on that, Jack. Let us know if that does get filled. Again, got about 1,100 sitting on the offers, about 3.5 points to the upside in the ES. You've got that 1,000 lot, about 20 points away in the NASDAQ, both on the offers, and we're running away from it.
Looks like
the
the 4 hour and the
off right now.
daily are green.
Kind of choppy to start. Get that initial sell off, but now it's choppy.
Yeah.
Settlement.
Let me fix this one, baby.
I like when that size came in on the ladders, the market kind of froze for a second. Should we run away from it? Should we go to it? And it does look like ES is going to try to run away. ES is feeling heavy here. 67.17 last trade. 3 points off the New York lows.
My main event has always been Thinkorswim.
We don't have any major news today, right? We have like Fed speaker, but other than that, tomorrow we have that jobless claims number that
was a nightmare, man.
might take.
I love the platform.
Yeah. I would be waiting
for
every jobs data point from now until October 29th, the next FOMC meeting. There's gonna be a lot of focus and digesting and trying to analyze where we are in this labor market right now.
Friday we got PCE.
Oh
yeah,
yes.
So we got double print.
The Fed's
tomorrow and Friday is gonna be big.
Inflation.
So kind of leaning that we might have some a little bit of a choppy day today.
Kind of getting a little flashback of yesterday. A little drop right at open and then chop for the next 2 hours.
My stop would have been either here
the sell-off did continue to accelerate. We did see some headlines from the president in regards to the Ukraine-Russia situation that may have accelerated a little bit. We made all-time highs. Could be a reason to just take some profits up there as well. A lot of reasons. We'll see what the market wants to do today. And light Fed speakers, we do have a number at the top of the hour. New home sales. Gold remaining. Okay, here comes some buying in the ES. 67.20.
We have Intel up 4%.
Good for Intel. Live and well. All right, let's take a look. We got a pin to the top of the chat. You got those top step daily levels. Again, when Ho gets in here, we'll be referring to them throughout the day, throughout the week, into perpetuity. Yes, those are updated, refreshed before every New York Open. Don't have room on the screen. Hell, you want to see it right here on your Top Step X. Click on that indicators tab, top of it. The Top Step daily levels. Have those overlaid right there on your charts. There's more sound. Yep, more sound coming in. They are hitting the bid. both the ES and the NASDAQ. Those are market orders coming in and selling. And yep, whack. Absolute whack right there, pushing that thing lower. Also, upper left-hand corner of the screen, hashtag fast markets, hashtag power hour at Top Step TV on X. Let's see some. I want to see some trader station setups. Let's see some cool, unique trader station setups. You trading by the pool,
what Antonio
trading on an
Valentin,
airplane, trading
ABS
in an
trader has
airport.
done.
That's where you're trading all across the globe. Again, hashtag power hour, hashtag fast markets.
But look at this.
At Top Step TV
155.
on X.
115.
This is those sell orders come in.
269. So that's, let's say that's 3.
There's a 20-point tape.
That's
down.
like stunned.
That's 5.
It's like stunned, like they took a
55.
jab to the nose right there.
555 trades to make 2,000
and
bucks.
they just got
How is that?
Just got popped in the nose a little bit. So the buyer's like, all right.
Can you survive
whittle to
that
67,
on an account that
16.
the feeds are like
Yeah, struggling to catch a bid right now.
way up there?
Love the analogies, Ray.
Waiting.
It's like, it's kind of, you know.
I'm
Yeah,
glad
exactly.
I didn't get in.
You got popped
I
in the
said
nose right there.
I was going to wait for the
that's
45, and I waited, and look at that.
James
It's
also had that
reaching
drop, made me
for
1K.
this one right
nice
here.
job. Hang on to it now.
It's going to reach
Gold
for
continue to
this
grind
one
lower
right
here.
here. the middle of it.
37.94.
Watch. I'll show you how it is. Boom, boom, boom.
Order
boom,
filled.
boom,
Order
boom,
filled.
boom.
But 10 points off the lows, 24,830.
Can I be right? Hells yeah.
7 points off the lows. ES feeling heavy here.
Yeah,
Order
just about
filled.
to hit settlement.
Yes, we are 67.16. Last trade now, 15 halves print.
Come on down. Where are we?
See what they want to do. Again, we got all those
719.
200 lots stacked on the bid. All the way from 67.15 to 67.10. Every other
Let's make
price.
$100.
I'm going to try to run away from it a little bit. Again, we got new home sales, top of the hour. See if we get that out of the way and see where we go from there.
Let's make
No
$100.
Fed speakers on the stage. We got daily
719,
later
we're
on.
looking
in
for
the afternoon here in
701.
the States.
Can you dig it or not?
We will keep an eye out for those
Oh,
headlines.
you just hit my
Keep
marker
an eye out
there.
on
Crap.
treasuries. But yes, nothing scheduled
I don't like it.
in the near term
Let's see what
future here.
takes place.
All right,
Does it
we
reject,
are, Gerald,
the
throw it to you now.
anchor
We are kind of
VWAP?
we're holding around these lows
It
in
does.
the NASDAQ.
Let's do one more.
Struggling to push it lower, but buyers are struggling to
Order
take it
filled.
higher. What are you looking for here? We're
Be
about
wrong, very
15 minutes
wrong
in the
right
New York
here.
session. You see this? Is this a potential setup, or are you still remaining patient in terms of where we go from here as we kind of just
It's a Wednesday.
chop around the lows in the NASDAQ, about 8 points off?
Yeah, this is definitely more of a observe and be patient. It's definitely a tug of war, like you said, going on. It's not seeming to break the lows just yet. However, every time buyers do step in, the aggressive sellers come in and they want to take control. So I think it'll either get to a point where the buyers give up and they're put underwater and all their efforts aren't working, and then we continue to sell off. But for me, for it to make sense risk to reward wise, I would want to see some kind of pullback to the 860s where we have VWAP. There's also a pretty significant stacked imbalance there. The sellers that created the aggressive sell-off, that's where the majority of the volume was. But, if sellers are going to remain in control, it may not pull back there. So either way, I'm going to just be patient. I know more setups are going to show up, and just observe kind of the back and forth going on between buyers and sellers right now.
Holy shit.
Definitely. This is where they bait the buyers in the NASDAQ. They say, all right, coast is clear. They've been towing the water to the long side. And so I was like, nope, we're not done. We got more.
And I've seen
Please
it
wait.
too many times where I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I'll just hop in shorts, but then maybe we'll come up, sweep out these highs. The initial sellers that were a little impatient get stopped, and then we see the sell off. And I don't want to be a part of the impatient guys. I don't want to join in on that. It's happened too many
Definitely
times.
been there. Definitely been there before. Yeah, we just printed some new session lows there, 24,820 in the NASDAQ.
43.
ES, point and a half off the session low, 67.15, half about a point off of that in the ES. Leon, what's up? Leon on the chat says, it's time to sweep Asia lows. You can do it, NASDAQ. All right, you heard from Leon, NASDAQ. Let's see if we can do it. Also, you heard me talking about those levels, right? Pin to the top of the chat or the indicators tab at Top Step X. We can bring them better to you than Mr. John Hoagland. Hoag, come on in here. get your thoughts on this first 15 minutes. Call it 20 minutes now in the New York session. Hogs looking a little heavy, pushing lower here, but what are you seeing? I want to get your thoughts on NASDAQ, ES, and gold. Let's go NASDAQ first and then gold. Oh, good morning, my friend.
Good morning, everybody. Great to see everyone.
Order filled.
So, yeah, as we talked about on the opening call, the market's opening in between two high-volume nodes in the NASDAQ and the S&Ps. We're looking for one or both of those high-volume nodes to be reached today. S&Ps and NASDAQ actually just reached
Order
an
filled.
assumed lower high-volume node here. I've got that right around 24,812. If we do find buyers down here, the market could rotate back to the upper distribution up around 24,939. However, I'm not looking for buys right now, as the opening range is the dead ass high in the S&P and in the NASDAQ. Right now, it's got me looking for shorts.
Order filled.
Just sweeping the Asia low, as everybody was kind of talking about. And if we can't get back above those, we could see this market continue to roll lower. Lots of aggressive selling in the S&P and in the NASDAQ. NASDAQ Delta already down negative 3,000. Yeah.
Wow.
S&P Delta already down 5,500. So we're seeing some very aggressive market order sellers getting into this the short side here. As far as gold is concerned, there's a little bit of a change in the personality in gold. We are seeing, yesterday we had a failed upside auction that led prices lower. Today, same situation. We're seeing a failed upside auction. That is a little bit of a change, folks. We are in a short time frame trend to the downside, and we are seeing rallies being sold at or and above and below, of course, the initial balanced high for 2 days in a row. IB high today in gold 38.0510, IB low 37.9680. Market just took out, that's what it does when it leaves a failed upside auction. It trades to the initial balance low, traded to it yesterday, traded through it, traded to it today, traded through it. We are kind of seeing the 100 session moving average showing a little bit of support for gold right now. So we're going to keep an eye on that. And just a quick look at the S&Ps. S&Ps have already traded. Yeah, it's all sellers right now. I don't want to buy it.
6650 in the SPX right now. So this would be the biggest put support that I have on the 0 dates. But let's see if we can sweep the lows first.
We have a weak low in the S&Ps yesterday. This is an unfinished downside auction. I would like to see us sweep yesterday's lows and then maybe find some buyers for a return back into the range. But again, with the opening range at the high of the day, I'm not looking for longs without some sort of structure or support level.
We're going to make it.
Yesterday's lows, what do you got at Hogue? Like 01? 67.01, somewhere around there?
01.75.
01.75. All right. Well, we got down to 67.06, Jack. Looking for we got down to 67.06 in the ES. Again, pretty aggressive selling. There is some volume behind this as well. A 3-point pop. Look at the NASDAQ. Bottomed out at 24,784. Right back up to 24,800. Any setups we like here? Jaron, do you like what you're seeing so far in terms of setup? Or are you going to let this see where they want to take this? Dow's turn around as well. But Jaron, what are we thinking here in NASDAQ? Good thing we didn't take those longs up around 24,825. Where do we go from here, Jaron?
Yeah, that's right. It did come exactly, kind of where I wanted to see a little pop. I'm still not fully convinced on it. Like Hogue said, I would want to see some more structure, but the VWAP that I drew from FOMC lows would bounced off of every time since last week. That's exactly where we are now too. Same kind of structure that we built yesterday at the lows, and now we are trying to. Looks like buyers may be stepping in here. It's significant too because I'm looking at Bookmap and I'm looking at a footprint chart. There is a lot of selling coming in too. And so if there's a lot of selling coming in and then the buyers reclaim above that level, that could be a good indication of a nice little pullback. Maybe not to the highs, but maybe VWAP, a little short-term scalp.
Yeah, I was going to give it a shot. Here we go in the chat. Jose Gonzalez says, man, what a blessing to have Mr. Hogue teaching us his knowledge of the markets. Jose, I agree. That being said, click like, click subscribe, click bell. You do agree that we are blessed to have Mr. Hogue teaching us his knowledge of the markets. 182,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for that. Hogue has been around. He's seen some shit too. So I always lean on my man. I have a question. And say, what are you seeing here, Hogue? So See that. Hogue, are you tiptoeing to the bearish side in gold, Hogue? Did I hear that? You said I heard a personality change in gold. We've touched that stove a couple times, Hogue, but if you're seeing volume showing that,
developing. So how is
that's a short time frame.
Sure.
I don't think gold is at risk of seeing any significant pullbacks anytime soon. In the short term, yes, I do like shorts now, but I'm not selling any physical gold. I'll tell you that much.
I like it. So
that's a keeper.
Well, Andre, it's going to make me a little sick if we bounce exactly here in the ES. Look at my charts real quick. Right now, the low is exactly at that 6650 SPX, like to the tick.
Okay.
They don't do ticks in that, but
no, like what corresponds with 6706 in the future. So we might get another test down there.
Like that.
Maybe dip a toe. But every time we've seen this, the buyers
so he
trying
touched
to
where I needed
that
it
negative
to touch.
delta.
So now we go long.
Got me a little caught my attention. Let's say that we've seen these pops come in and sellers just continue to push it lower. We do have a number in
Order filled. Order filled.
4 minutes new home sales. Oh, we just look at that bounce though, about 30-point bounce in the NASDAQ, back above 24,000.
Order filled.
Trading 24,815. It's about 30-point pop there. Yes, with about a 5-point pop off those lows recently. Just printed 67.11 last trade. Mr. Nodek says volume is crazy today. There's definitely some volume behind that sell-off in those equities, NASDAQ and the ES. Gold basing around 37.94, $5 off the lows there. Dakota, what was that price you want to see, Paul? You want to see 7.9. Dakota, we got to, you want to see 740s, Dakota? Or was that Jaron? Someone wanted to see a pullback to 740. Never quite got there. When Dakota gets back.
Where is that blue?
If we get another test, what's that? Jaron, you're getting locked in here, Jaron. I can feel it. I can sense it.
Yes, I am getting
set up.
locked
Do we have a setup brewing here?
Potentially, definitely a potential setup.
Stay out of your way. Let us know if you do get
I'm
in.
back. I'm back, man. Allergies been kicking my ass this morning.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
Let's see if we get this.
Is anybody seeing the head and shoulders in the S&P and the NASDAQ?
I see it in the chat. I'm not. Are you seeing it?
Oh, the big one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Order filled.
Yes.
Please. What
right here.
minute chart? What minute chart are you looking at?
You can see it on the 15, but it would probably look better on like a half hour. I mean, that's pretty.
698, 6664.
Yeah, there it is. Whoop was right. That was legit.
Great textbook.
Yeah. Yep.
I got to ask the follow-up question. All right, we've identified the head and shoulders.
Baby.
What are we looking? Oh yeah, what are we looking for next? All right, we've identified that. What do we do with it? I guess is my question. When we do see that,
where would you guys put the neckline? Is the question.
Neckline.
So we break the neckline, then it's continuation to the downside.
Where would the neckline be, Hogue? I see head. I see two shoulders. Neckline is beneath those shoulders. Above the shoulders, beneath the head. Talk to me here. Walk me through a head and shoulders pattern.
Well, here I've got it kind of on the S&Ps here. So this, loosely, you've got the left shoulder this low, the head this low. That's the neckline.
I see.
So we came
correct
dangerously close. Dangerously close in the S&Ps. I'll look at the NASDAQ. Let's put it across.
Love.
There we go. There.
Oh, look at
there.
That.
I wonder what this guy's trading.
What's that price then? What's
we were,
the price?
We were looking into the abyss there for just a moment, weren't we?
Oh no!
Yeah, we tested right to it almost.
Pretty much, right? So I mean, these are all everything's a zone. There's nothing finite in futures trading. But if you were to look at it at it actually, have a break of the neckline, it could be around 24,979, 970, 74, 797. Let's try that again. 24, 797.
Market's taking a bit of a pause here. We got the NASDAQ trying to creep this thing higher. About 30 points off the session lows. 24,814.
I'm going to bail out.
Anything on the tilt? Not leaning one way heavy or the other. Again, house count is long 5 micro. Crude from 64.31, about 5 cents in the money right now. As house crude trades at 64.36. We got this number in 55 seconds. Do home sales.
70, 71.
Month over month,
69,
expected minus
76,
0.3%. Minus
69,
0.3% month over month. And then in about a
69,
half hour, EIA.
74,
Everyone's favorite
69,
EIA
78,
crude oil
78.
inventories
You cross
number.
78, you go to 80.
Maybe getting a 3-bar reversal here on the
Ah,
5-minute here in
man.
NASDAQ.
That was nasty.
Let's show it to me.
That
Yep,
was
right there.
nasty.
Right here we had this nice sell-off.
75, 79.
And now we have
Come on.
this indecision
on.
candle. And in the next 30 seconds, if we could finish above that candle's high, we just broke it. And
10.
that's a reversal pattern. It can be. Especially the
Those
fact that we swept the Asian session lows and we tested yesterday's lows.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
let's see how it plays out.
All right, new home sales, 2 seconds. Expected minus
Okay,
0.3.
this might be the one. This might be
And-
the one because we already took the liquidity from here. If we are right, let's do 2 more long.
Order filled.
So we
Here
are
we go.
at
Anticipation.
95.
Whoa,
Come
whoa,
on.
whoa! That's not a real number. Hold on.
All right, I am long.
I'm seeing up 20.5%. Is that right?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's based on small numbers, right? So what's happening there is that the expected units was 0.65 million and it came in at 0.8. So yes,
are
is that a
at
20% beat?
95.
Yes. But it's like sometimes they'll
Okay,
say,
I like that number.
this always drove
59.
me insane when rates were around 0,
Does that mean
Right.
that
right?
we
And they would
are
go
in
like up
for a
10
good
basis points and they'd be
back
like, oh,
sheet?
the yield rates are up 50%. It's like, no, they're based on small numbers.
Put it in context.
I see it. Yeah, expected 650,000. Came out 800,000. But still 20 point. That's a. We don't see them that way. Okay, yeah.
All right, I'm long.
Let's go.
817.
Knew it.
817
I
Hogue.
don't like it. 300.
5 micros.
I don't like it.
Yep.
But you're not crossing this.
17.
You cross this, we
Let's
out.
see if this
Well,
3-bar reversal gets some momentum to the long side.
I was waiting
Need
for
to
it.
see us, yeah, need to see us break 25, 26 or 26. 826 is where I want us to break. We got to break through that.
double bottom.
We're just kind of
Here we go. Let's go.
Here we go.
We go indeed.
Right.
ES last trade 67.10. 4
There is
points
some
off the
pretty
low.
significant market buy orders coming in right now, but it's not looking like it wants to go up. If it does break that high, Dakota, I think you'd be good. I think it'd be good to run at least another 30 points or so, but it definitely needs to take that high and continue with the aggression.
It's not looking good. It's not looking good, man.
I love
It's
this.
not looking good.
Hold up. Hold up.
Hold up. Oh, you better close that ninja link, friend.
Yeah.
Come on. 40s.
Let's trade 24,810. 810. I think it's just on our side.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
come on.
807's last trade in the
Give me
NASDAQ.
something
20 points.
that I
All
can
right, see some
work
sound here
with.
in the ES. 2 points off the lows.
Area, I
67.
like
Ooh,
it.
buyer step right back in. Back up to 10s. ES, they're just punching each other right now. Going from 67.10 down to 67.08.
So
If we can
just
continue
that
to
everyone
hold
out
this,
there,
I might.
yeah,
Go ahead, Jack.
doesn't think we went insane. We on air heard something that we thought might be on air. Oh, it's all good. We weren't just yelling at the ether.
If we hold this
What
level, I
signal
might
do we
even
have?
build a
What
bigger
signal do
position
we
here.
have to stay
Oh, we're
in
long
this
5.
trade? 62.
Yeah, 5 micros.
What's
We'll
up?
need
Hogue,
to
you said
hold
I
these
knew it.
800.
40s.
Why'd you say I knew it?
We
3-bar
have
reversal
a-
setup?
'Cause he
Is that
was-
what you said?
Yeah, because he was hawking that
previous,
3-bar reversal.
Player right here on the 1 hour on
See if we get
the
this
Talk about it.
around.
Gotta trade it.
aggression
I
channel.
mean, setup. What's the upside?
67.
Well, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for the
profit.
retest of this this zone right here. Oh, heck, we're almost there. Look at that.
There it is.
For
Here we go.
Just like I drew it up.
Come on, come on, come on. 10, 10, 10. We got 12, right?
Yeah, let's see if I
Still
can. I
off
want to
it.
see these 40s coming back into play.
40s. Okay, we've got about within 10 points of that. 3-0 last trade.
Come
Nothing on the
come on,
tilt.
baby. Come on, that's the one. That's the
Yes,
one.
grind
that's
this
the
thing
one,
higher.
that's the
Closing on
one.
overnight VWAP, about 4 points to go. About 7 points off. ES, much tighter range so far.
Order filled.
20
Oh,
points
shit.
in the first
I
35
fucked
minutes
up.
of this New York
I
session.
fucked up, ladies and gentlemen.
Now Dakota
Ladies
long
and gentlemen.
5 MNQ.
Break even,
4,817.
break
20 points in the
even.
money. Let's see how he
Oh,
manages
yeah,
this thing.
it is what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. I'll
Yeah,
close
sure,
one out
bang it.
Wait a
right
few
there. Close
seconds.
one out at 37.
And
There's the
look
40s.
for your number right here.
Reverse
There's another
Come on, come on.
profit right there.
Order filled.
Oh,
Is
man,
a
that's a
textbook
wrong
right there.
one. Oh, man.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and tighten my wrist.
let
up.
her-
Tighten that wrist
Gonna
up.
let a runner go.
Come on.
Yeah, yes, sir. Oh, yes.
That's
Tighten my stop up.
2.
We'll see if we could get any follow through in those 40s. We tagged it.
Come on, 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 come on.
I'm not looking for a home run. That just base it. Base it back to where we've been before.
Love it.
You got out of 2 of them there, Dakota.
Yes. Yep. Got out of 2 of them right at like 37 and then 40. And then I'll trail it. I'll trail it the way I normally do with my 100 tick chart, and I'll look for these pivots that we make on this 100 tick chart. So maybe we can make another one right here somewhere.
Breadcrumbs.
So that's all we're looking for. All we're looking for. Chat, where's Baron? Come on. Baron will be joining us in about an hour and a half or so. It's 30 minutes of
what a
fast
mess
markets.
up
Very much
shit.
looking forward to that. Haven't seen Baron in a minute, so it'll be good to catch up with him. Jared, of course, trading buddies with Baron, Dakota as well.
288.
4,816, man.
We there.
How many did you take off, Dakota? 2, you said?
370.
2. Yep. I'm looking for another pivot to trail my stop loss, and I'm thinking that we might be putting one in here. If we fail this, then I think it'd be easier just to get out.
Yeah.
I already took profits.
Level 2.
And the long
We'll
thought
see
they
if
had the
this-
tiger by the tail. Long thought they had the tiger by the tail there. It's marketing. It doesn't never a straight line, is it, Hogue?
Yeah, I'm
Never a
out.
Straight.
No.
Sorry, nice trade.
I'm
Dakota.
out. Profit's profit.
Absolutely. Another setup coming.
Good trade.
Yep, absolutely. Jared, I'm gonna throw it to you now. We're about 36 minutes into the session. Great patience so far. You up $500. What can you context? Give me some context right now. What the context of the first 35 minutes?
I'm nervous.
In the NASDAQ.
Really nervous here.
I'm looking to you here, Jared. What's the context of the trading session so far?
Definitely still leaning towards shorts. Context, the first 30 minutes, sellers definitely showed us they were in control. I was really wanting it to come. I mean, wants is a hard word to say when you're trading because the market doesn't have to do anything. We did kind of come right up to this 9 EMA and reject. If we would have came up to the point of control and VWAP at the 848s and saw some kind of failed buying or aggressive selling step in, I definitely would have got in right there. Maybe was a little too patient on that one, but I'm never going to be mad about being too patient. If I don't see something that really sticks out to me, I'm not going to force anything, but definitely did like that it rejected right there. That's what I wanted to see. Just would have wanted to see it come up a little bit more.
Righty.
Order filled.
Jack, we got the pop off those 06s up to about 14. Yeah, I call it 67.16. A little bit of a pullback. We get a retest of those 67.06s. You a little bit more hesitant to dip a toe to the long side if we do get back down there, or is it a rinse and repeat type trade?
What I was looking for didn't happen yet. If we get down there, we're pretty close at that point. We'll be hitting the when you hit the lows of the session, it tends to go through a little bit, search for stops, and then we get to yesterday's low is only a few points below that. I'm looking for some kind of breakdown down there to then buy the 5705, 5706 going the other way. We haven't seen it yet. It just kind of ran away from that 6650 SPX level.
10 o'clock reversal.
We're still not too far from it.
10 o'clock reversal.
Look out beneath. Gold selling off. Here we go. New lows gold. Gold This 5-minute bar, we are seeing gold down about $9 in this 5-minute. Bottoming out at
Average Joe trader
37.89.
making that money. If you need
37.89.
a
See some downside
mentor,
pressure
just
on
call
in
Average
gold
Joe
right now.
trader.
We saw a huge sell-off in
He
gold
will
yesterday,
teach
right
you the
before Power
ropes.
Hour. We're talking about like a $20 sell-off. Let's see if there's any more volume behind this. Again, gold just sold off about $8. Putting new lows.
We are marching to the high end of the range that was established after yields rallied post Powell in the 10-year right now. If we, so let me go to the hour here.
80, 80, 80, 80. I see it.
You can see the blue line we talk about. This is the
Let's do it.
time where
Let's do-
Powell,
let's
this was the
do-
level
Let's do this. Let's
at
do
Powell.
this. Let's do this.
And then we kind of rallied in yields and have kind of been in this
16,
range. Don't worry,
16,
I'm not bad at
17,
drawing
18,
purple
19,
boxes. This is from a
20,
long time
22,
ago. I
23,
even forget what it is, but
24,
seems like it's still kind of
25,
important.
26,
I will look that up. But if we break out of here, I would think that would be pretty bearish for equities. If we break above 4.15.
27, right.
Or in the yield. Okay.
Yeah.
Jack, one more question from Price Action Pete in the chat. How does Jack correlate the price between SPX and the ES? Just a high level.
Yeah.
Looking
high level.
Go ahead.
Well, right now, because I don't like doing math on the fly anymore, I just have it's behind Hogue right now.
78,
But
77, 78,
I just have the
78,
ticker for
78,
the
76,
ESZ
80,
and the
80,
SPX
80,
here,
80,
and just
80,
look at the
go,
difference
go,
between them.
go.
But an easier
80,
way, if you're
80,
actively trading during the
80,
day, is right now
82.
the spot price
What
of
we
the
got
SPX
here?
is 66.55. 66.50 is
crap.
important level, so if I see it get down there, I just look at where ES is at.
77, 76. Damn.
Basically, there's a spread between
Come
them
on.
that right now is
Come
about
on,
like
come on,
it's changing as I
80,
speak.
2,
45,
fuck.
55, like 57 points between them, and that'll narrow
thought you
over
do
time
the
as we
10
get closer to
o'clock reverse.
expiration.
We go
Thank you, Jack.
80, 80, right?
I wonder what that gold move was.
That's 80.
Like he's gonna get heavy again here.
42.
Hers did. We
Well,
saw
we
the
have the-
3-bar. Go ahead, Hogue.
We have the Batman formation.
Let's see it now. Oh boy, it is the Batman formation.
Order
No
filled.
longer a head and shoulders. We broke beneath
Oh my
the
goodness!
neckline. Look
I
at
didn't
that.
even see the horns on top. We got the
Yeah.
Yes, right.
head and
Right.
shoulders. We get the double
What is it?
top.
What is
This
it?
is
80,
I'm screenshotting this. I have
89,
never seen a
yeah.
more.
That's
There
pretty
we
cool.
go.
I've got it
There
on my
we
chart if you want to
go.
see it.
There we go. It's because we have
There it is.
volume. We have volume. We have
Ah,
volume.
look at that.
Volume. Come on.
That's spot on,
Come
man.
on. You're right
Where else do you get
there.
that?
You're
Hogue,
right
Mr.
there.
Hogue's
You're
wisdom right there. Look at that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it looks like the
Look at
Gimp
it.
from Pulp
Woo!
Fiction.
You got-
Hey.
It's a very scary Batman.
Goes
Yes, it
to the
is.
target, buddy king.
All right, ES.
Let's see.
Trying
Let's
to
see.
creep
Let's see.
higher.
What
I
was
can keep my one
was
eye
the
on gold over
rejection
there.
The
Gold.
rejection there was
Saw that
the
selling
high
come
was
in. Took it down about
97.
$9. We saw that
You
$20 sell off
freaking
yesterday.
liar! Oh, cause that was from previous. Okay,
The last
okay,
hour
okay,
or so.
okay.
Started
Man,
the same way. Failed upside
Huge
auction.
reverse.
Yep.
And I added
Failed upside
more.
auction.
Oh my goodness.
2 days in a row.
42, 42, 42.
Right, Andre, how do you feel about hitting a few
Come on,
news
come on,
stories
come on,
real
come on,
quick?
come on, come
You
on,
read
come
my
on,
mind.
come
Come
on.
on in.
We
You're always
need to
bringing in
get
the good
up
nuggets
there.
and
Come
tidbits. And I
on,
love this
market.
intro screen that we run.
You know you want to
Right
get up
here.
there.
Come on, come on, come on.
Pick it up one time. What are we doing? 78, 79, 80. These freaking people are making bucks.
Still looking at
just
that Batman there. Okay.
10 points.
Well,
with 40.
how is sentiment right now, you ask? Well,
We
JP
are
Morgan's
at
trading desk and client
87.
conversations asked what could derail this bullish run. Among responses, an asteroid hitting Earth.
I'm with it. I
There you
second
go.
that. I second that. Absolutely.
Speaking of
How
high sentiment, Tether is raising funds at a $500 billion valuation,
How
making it
much?
$500 billion, making it the most valuable private company in the world alongside OpenAI. Although OpenAI will be raising
Order
$1 trillion
filled.
shortly. They just announced yesterday,
Okay, so now we
you know,
got
Incredible.
they got to up the ante every time. You know, first it was the $100 billion investment in OpenAI from NVIDIA yesterday,
Peanuts.
but then they said those are chump numbers.
Yeah.
I'm Sam Altman. We're building out $1 trillion in AI infrastructure. The numbers are getting very big. We are at a record allocation
Come on.
for foreign equity investors in the U.S. right now.
86.
This chart goes back to 1955. So foreign-held U.S. equities as a percentage of foreign-held U.S. financial assets. 32% of that foreign money is in the U.S. equity. So the whole world is joining the party. Makes sense. Mag 7 is all based here. We have a very large
oh my goodness.
PE premium compared to other countries in the world. And it has worked out for them so far.
Come on.
Lastly, I was scanning Wall Street bets again. And I don't want to get into talking about this, but I thought this was kind of funny. Take it down, won't hurt my baby 25 years later.
That's the future of Top Steps. Oh, those are our traders right there. Wow.
77, 75.
There you go. Great setup there.
79, 80.
Well done, Jack.
82. Go.
Asteroid
baby,
hitting, huh?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Go. So what we got?
Similar discussion at dinner yesterday. What can stop this?
RTY.
I don't think anything. That's not financial advice. That's just looking at the daily chart. That just goes
we have
up
dinner
to
with
it.
30.
My brother.
You know how that AI investor went, right?
SPY
It'd be like,
6657.
Jack, let me send you 100 billion. Then Jack, you send it to Andre, and then Andre sends it right back to me.
Yeah, there's a meme that was shared at dinner showing how that works.
Yeah,
It's like,
64,
elephant.
Come on.
Yeah, I see
going on.
An elephant.
Oh my
Oracle,
God.
Nvidia,
Man,
and
me,
OpenAI.
man, where are you?
Where
68 again.
Oracle, what?
Man, that's
Did the 300 billion
90s,
million doesn't
30
matter
points.
anymore.
Oh, no.
Deal
Come on, man.
with OpenAI.
Jesus crackers.
Oracle buys their chips from Nvidia. Nvidia invests 100 billion in OpenAI.
Yeah.
Left pocket to right pocket.
For OpenAI to
70s.
buy chips from Nvidia.
So Amazon, 221. Google,
Exactly.
249.
And they all got their stocks pumped.
Meta, 756.
Yeah,
Well,
the elephant meme.
There's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but it is shocking that Oracle got 40% on that.
60,
Nvidia,
65.
OpenAI is still private, so we don't know. But then
78,
Nvidia added
Microsoft,
200 billion in market cap, which used to be like the largest company in the world, like
252. Oh my goodness!
10 years ago.
And if I tell you a story,
Well,
you
it's
will believe it.
more commas.
Damn, come on,
No more.
man.
That's not about zeros. It's about commas now. Take a look here. We're about 45 minutes in. Markets, yes, trying to grind higher here. We got up to the 60. We're trading 67.15.
About his goal
Got up to the 17s or
he's
so,
going
and we did
short
see
on
some
the goal,
sellers
and
come
he's
back
making
in.
bank.
Nasdaq
Meanwhile,
also
over
trying to
here, I'm over
grind
here
this thing
shooting
higher.
my nails.
We're about 50 points off those
What
lows
are
that
we
we saw.
looking at? 74.
Some pretty aggressive selling the first
56,
20 minutes
75.
off the bell. We're trying to creep this thing higher, about 40
This
points
time,
off.
come on, push.
As well as trade 24,833.
We got how much
Gold
do we have
grinding
on
back
that?
higher
Oh
after
yeah.
that sell.
Oh yeah.
But
Woo.
back to where we started.
Nasdaq
there.
might push through those 50s. This is kind of.
85, 84,
I could see Nasdaq
85,
hitting
84,
50,
85,
850s.
84, 85.
You were looking
Come
at
on,
the
come on,
60s, right?
Man. 81.
Yes, I'd say 55 to 60s. If we see some kind of rejection there, I will definitely look to take a short.
So nasty.
Off the 660s, you said?
You pushing.
Yes, 55 to 60s. Any kind of failed buying or aggressive selling step in, I'll definitely look to take a short to the downside.
Failed buying, aggressive selling. What's the difference? What in terms of volume? What are they one and the same?
I believe they're both leading to the same thing. One is it's a context. So failed buying would be there's a absorption. So limit selling, sellers absorbing the buying, and then that's kind of the first step you want to see for absorption. It's failed buying for selling to absorb, and then you want to see the market sellers step in and actually have some aggression as well. So it's two-sided, but when you can see both align, that's when you get the best confirmation, and I think the best reversals play out.
I like that. absorptions. Offers keep coming in. Offers keep coming in. Buyers keep trying to take higher. No offers keep selling. Nope. Keep taking this thing offered. 24,830 last trade. Nothing really on the tilt just yet. Around the hour coming in about 10 minutes or so. Right now, market's pretty well behaved. We yesterday, or Monday and Tuesday,
Order
absolutely
filled.
rocking and rolling. Market's in a bit of a digestion phase right now. Of course, that can change in a moment's notice. Just one headline away from that changing.
Order
Hove,
filled.
coming into the bottom of the hour, what are we looking for in terms of initial balance, right? Initial balance high, initial balance low. Obviously, we're not there yet, but in about 10 minutes, we're going to gain some information about the markets, particularly the ES and the NASDAQ. What are you looking for here at the bottom of the hour? What are we establishing?
All right.
Keep coming to 82.
Initial
Why?
balance low in the NASDAQ, 24,784
Order
half
filled.
if the low remains. Initial balance high would be 24,899 and a quarter if it remains.
Order filled.
So what we're doing is opening, we talked about repair, right? Yesterday had two distributions of time and volume. We've tested to the lower distribution of time and volume. If we don't see sellers continue to come in, then there's a good probability that we could take out the high of the initial balance and get to the upper distribution and assume the point of control in that upper distribution
70,
loosely
71.
placed. I'm looking at 24,940 as an assumed point of control up there. Loosely placed, the point of control to the downside here was, let's just call it
Let me see my
24,810,
advanced decliners
11,
here.
12, loosely placed again. That was
Got
pretty much the
these for a
Asian
while.
session low. Well, we're showing
What do
some
we
excess
have
on this
here?
low, a little bit of rejection. So if we do come back and rotate inside the initial balance, that's one thing that could happen. I know a lot of people have been looking for a
How do you
range bound
do
day
that?
today that would fit. But if we do see some buying coming in, I could see the market rotating back up to this upper distribution. And again, right around 24,940. Again, we're not
79,
quite at the
80,
initial balance
182,
establishment yet, but it looks like
80.
pretty
Okay.
good probability that will be the initial
Jesus
balance, low and
Christ,
high.
man.
IB
Oh,
low,
oh,
24,784 and a half. IB high, 24,899 and a quarter.
Thank you, Ho.
Why did it get stuck over
You
there,
betcha.
man? Oh,
Yeah, so
man,
yeah,
don't
I was
like
watching gold
that.
there.
I'm gonna have to do
Sellers
something
smacked it down
here.
again. And something's going on in gold.
Maybe
Proverbial, they are not wanting to go higher. There's market orders hitting the bid. We're starting to see the NASDAQ turn around a little bit here.
Yep.
As well. Keep an eye on gold. Gold. Seeing some decent market orders
Order
on
filled.
the sell side. Hey, great job, CL Trade. We're closing in on 4.15% in the 10-year. Jack, not
Order
far
filled.
away.
Yeah.
What?
And
Finally.
I don't think it takes an asteroid
Come
to
on.
stop this.
20,
I would
Order
be
filled.
with high
Order
confidence
filled.
that if this starts rising
Order
quite a bit,
filled.
that would not be good for stocks.
What happened here? Let me close position.
Order filled.
Although one
Market
thing to
speak could be
consider
your
though,
FO.
Powell mentioned this yesterday. It's like
Hey,
I didn't
man.
really see the.
Ah,
I think a lot of people were expecting
Talking
some
about stress.
buy the rumor, sell the news, and stocks following the rate
Talking
cut.
about
Like we were gonna
stress.
rally all into this rate cut and then sell off
1,
some.
2, 3.
But I think really where we saw that was it looks like bonds at this point because if you zoom out,
Oh, fuck.
they came in quite a bit,
Yesterday?
35 bips. No, this is going back to the end of August, but as rate cuts got more and more likely into like the 90%, they rallied, and then this was more the buy the rumor, sell the news. Then we get the rate cuts, then we turn around a little bit. So I think we would have to get back into this range up here, like maybe like 4.3%, I think would be a number. Sorry, I'm not sharing my screen.
Yeah.
This is what I meant, Andre. Like we came in ahead of it, so it was kind of like buy the rumor, sell the news. But I think we got to get back up in this area for people to start sweating, because you don't want to cut rates and then see the 10-year yields go up.
5.3, okay, or 4.3, 4.3. You're going the wrong direction. Look out gold. Look
It's
out
still going
gold.
the wrong direction, but
It
how far does it
is.
have to go before people notice?
Pricing. Okay, gold. I see you there. Gold pushing lower. New session lows there. 37.87. Now into the 86s. Gold on the move to the downside.
I might just play this as a range bound like yesterday. I mean, this feels and it looks similar to yesterday. If we get back down to this lower end of the range that we've been in, I'm going to
What's
look
the
for
price?
longs. It's going to be close to 800. It's a zone.
I see that.
800s
Okay.
even. Yeah.
800 is what's the upper end of that range? Looking at the 5-minute Dakota.
830s. 830s.
Will you only take it to the long side, or will you take it to either way? If we get to the upper end, dip a toe to the short side.
I'm going to take it to the long side because
Okay.
that's the direction of settlement.
Okay. I see. I like that. All right. Also, bottom of the hour here in about 5 minutes, the EIA crude oil inventory number. That's always a fun one.
A little slow on that one.
Yeah, let's see if we get up to. I'm looking at the 5 minute on the Nasdaq. 37s, maybe 40s. Look at the 5 minute.
Yeah, and we just bounced off those. Just bounced off like 810, and it's a zone. That's the thing about zones is it could be anywhere around there. So I'm going to look to scale in and around this level, getting in long.
Oh man, this might be the first time we're doing this. This Wednesday. I don't remember doing the tip of the week Monday or Tuesday. We've been rock and roll. So let's bring the tip of the week on a Wednesday. Have we? I don't believe we've brought this. We've brought this in this week. Yeah, learn to adapt. I like this. Have we? We have. Slipped my memory. But anyways, learn to adapt. Embrace market volatility. I love that one. Analyze past mistakes. Reassess goals regularly. Adapting, adapting to the market. 100% adapting. Learn to adapt. Dakota. Learning to adapt. I think you're showing us that right now with these range trades. You're learning to adapt, right? 30-bar reversal, took it for a couple points, and now you're adapting. You're seeing a range setup. So you're embracing what the market is giving you essentially, but it's easier said than done. Of those three, analyze past mistakes, reassess goals regularly. Which one requires the most focus for Dakota in terms of learning to adapt?
I don't know.
None. You just adapt.
I think embrace market volatility is probably one that traders struggle with because we could always take the time to analyze past mistakes and reassess your goals. But when the market changes the volatility, that's the hardest for me as a trader is adjusting to different levels of volatility.
Yeah. Hogue refers to it as grinding gears. You got your gears grinded a little bit when, Hogue nods in approval. Yes. Driving on the Autobahn to driving in a school zone or something like that. Just all gas, no brakes to constantly just riding the Hogue, right? That's the most difficult one for me. Market's just rocking and rolling, and then you're waiting for these big trades, and it's just chop.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's no.
I also find like major changes in market state difficult to adapt to. You're used to buying the dip forever, and it comes to a sell the rally type of situation, and it's just hard to do. It's just hard to make that change, and it does. It kind of grinds your gears, strips your gears a little bit.
Strips your gears. Yep. Gold continue
Tesla's
grind lower.
Tesla's going. Buyers stepped in on Tesla. Tesla's up 3.3%.
Tesla is just like its own thing, though. Like, I don't know how. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
What are you saying? I don't. What are you saying?
Tesla is like in a peer group of one where, the stock kind of has nothing to do with anything. And so like Nvidia, for instance, I pay quite close attention to, or like Google, Apple, Amazon, obviously Microsoft, like pretty much the rest of them. Tesla has some idiosyncrasies.
I feel you. That makes sense. You might be talking about their boss.
I'm long.
That started
8:15.
Long.
Yep.
It's their boss. It's their investors profile. It's their options. It's its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And good for it.
Crude number 60 seconds inventories. Oh man, they're gonna miss big time on this one. Expected 0.5 million barrel surplus. 0.5 million barrel surplus. They're gonna miss badly on this one. Last week was a 9 million barrel drawdown. So in about 45 seconds, we will get EIA crude oil inventories. Expected 0.5 million barrel surplus. How's the counts long?
Just a little context and preliminary kind of view at what's going on in crude. We kind of broke out to a new potential market state, and we left the opening range to low. We're still long it, and we've been hanging right at the IB high, and we've got a bunch of negative delta up here. So negative 2,600 in delta at the highs. We're seeing a divergence here and some possible longer time frame buying, and this release at 8:30 could change everything, but we're seeing some possible longer time frame buying in a new potential market state.
And not that bad of a miss. It's a drawdown. 600,000 barrel drawdown. Expected 500,000 surplus. So not the biggest of misses, but I got surplus to drawdown. Oh, you're saying, okay, we got a positive delta in crude up at these highs?
Negative delta. Negative delta.
Negative.
So we get divergence. Yes.
Okay. Interesting. We'll call that in line. All right, we got that number out of the way. Bottom of the hour is come and gone. We got initial balance in place.
I'm still long.
Yeah, you are. Dakota, 817? What's your upside? What are you working? 815.
815. Upside, I'm looking for those 30s.
I do like that. I like that. That's adapting right there. Like Jaren's patience. Jaren's still
I'm waiting for the setup. I'm waiting for the setup.
What's the setup? Talk to me. What is the setup? Wait for what setup? A long or a short? Or either